And welcome to another episode of You Had Me at Eat. This is our special Expo West edition of our podcast. We are back. At least half of us are healthy. I'm Erica.
Yeah, I'm the unhealthy one. I'm Jules. And we've delayed this podcast because I've been unhealthy for 2 weeks now. And so this is me sounding better. Yeah. I know. I've been like flying all over the country picking up viruses like, a hot date. So here we go. It's good times.
Yeah. We heard from you the last time was 2 weeks ago before Easter, and you were on a plane and you had just been glutened. So that's not fun. But now you've picked up an actual virus on top of your immune system already being compromised with gluten. So lucky you.
Lucky me. Yeah, I had to actually skip Easter. All that talk of Easter. I did a bunch of Easter baking and then sent it along with my family, and I stayed home and laid on the couch. I had a fever and I was just, I was a mess. So
cool.
Yeah, it was good times. How about you?
It's been weird because Arizona has been going from 60 degrees to 90 degrees to 60 degrees to 80 degrees. So everyone has like this sinus pressure headache for basically 2 straight weeks. Everyone's sick. I have, knock on plywood, avoided it. But who knows? It's still a journey out there every day in the gyms when people are just snotty, and in the lines, the grocery store. Yeah, people are kind of gross right now as a whole.
as a whole. Yeah, there's been so much stuff going around. And then I think it was hard to just avoid in travel, but I am finally starting to feel a little bit better. So here I am. And we're excited to start doing our recaps of Expo, but you referred to it as an episode, but I mean, when have we ever done an Expo West recap in one episode?
I mean, so that's not going to happen. So there will be several episodes just to set this up.
Let's just call it like it is. There's way too much. I mean, we spent how many days at Expo? 4 days
I was
at
there
Expo.
for, I think I was there for 6 days, and I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that I finally, I took a shower today, which was like a big step up for me. Mm-hmm. I know, right? But I used something from Expo today, and this was something that you walked me over to their booth, the Camille Rose. Yeah, I know, and I really liked it. This is Curl Love Moisture Milk for my hair, so all the curly girls out there need to know about this product. But it was the thing that you told me at Expo, and I was like, "What?" And then I used it, laughing out loud. You said something
smells like ice cream.
Yeah, but you know what it was today? I put it in my hair. I was like, I smell like sprinkles. Like if you nuzzled your face into my hair, it would smell like, I was a giant cupcake. And I was like, you know what? This is actually, I'm okay with that. Like it pretty much fits who I am, fits my brand. Like for me to smell like a cupcake with sprinkles on top.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. All right. I'm going for the Camille Rose with the cupcake smell.
Yeah, one product recommendation down from Expo West. It's useful. Check, done. Awesome.
Yeah, I know. And you've been using it for a while, right?
Oh yeah, I've been using it for forever. But I just had someone ask me about my curly girl hair stuff, and I'm like, oh, I have so many products to share with you. That's one of them. But yeah, I've definitely trialed a bunch of things with Expo West over the years, and some have worked and some of them haven't. But happy that you met that brand.
Yeah, I loved the woman at the booth too. She was so nice. But just for a little bit of background, because we get this question every year when we go, what is Expo West and can I go and why do you get to go and I can't go and all that kind of happy stuff. And it seems weird that I'm bringing up a hair care product, right, for what we do. So Expo West is the largest natural products expo of the year.
And trade show.
So it used to be Expo West and Expo East, and they ended Expo East as of last September. We had our mourning period, and you can go back and listen to our to our show recaps from that. But basically, the whole natural products industry comes together and showcases their new products that they want to see get carried in stores and retail, and people who want to get picked up by by brokers and distributors and things like that. So they have booths. If you've ever been to a consumer one, you know what I'm talking about. You have a booth and people give out samples and things like that. This is like that exponential. There were 3,500 booths at West this year.
And over 60,000 people.
Yeah. And the only people who can go are food buyers, like for stores, brokers, distributors, buyers, and basically press, which is where Erica and I fall into it. You don't go there and like buy something to eat that day and take it home with you from the booth. Like they're not handing out samples for consumers. It's not like that. It's
I could.
Yeah, right. So it's been something we've been going to for years and years and years. It's different every year in a lot of ways. It's the same every year in a lot of ways. We see a lot of the same brands, but we also see new brands. We see brands come and go. But the thing that's neat is you get to see these trends. And that's what we want to bring to you through the podcast recaps that we're getting ready to launch into, is what the trends are that you're going to start seeing in your grocery stores or online where you buy your foods and your natural products. But it's not just food, which is why I showed this hair care product. It's all natural types of products. So it could be pet products. It could be hair care products. It could be cosmetics, skins, supplements, all kinds of things like that for the home.
Cleaning products.
Products, right, in addition to food. And it's obviously not all gluten-free. So it takes
that is an understatement.
Yes. Even some things that say that they're gluten-free are not gluten-free. So we are going to get into that as well. So Erica and I spend some time doing some education while we're on the show floor as well. But so it is an exhausting experience. It's probably one reason why I'm sick still, but it's one that we look forward to every year because we like to find all the new stuff that's coming out. And we're going to try to break it into bite-sized pieces. And so you can look at the show notes and see which pieces you may or may not be interested in, and then listen from there.
It's a great recap of what we're trying to do. We'll see if we actually do it. That'd be great. I think one of the biggest issues that we talked about last year, and this has been building for several years, and one of the biggest issues that celiac patients are facing today is the increase of oats in our natural product and non-natural product lines for food. Yeah. So this can be anything from again, food, even beverages. We're seeing an increase in non-milk alternative milks, non-wheat alternative flours. And for the majority of those new products being made with these alternatives, they're using oats, rolled oats, oat milk,
oat fiber,
oat flour, anything that's made from oats, because oats are great. Oats are fantastic. They're high in fiber, they're high in protein, they're high in beta glucans, and they lower your blood sugar, and things are fantastic. The thing is with oats, as we know, and we've talked about it in 1 million episodes that we've done already, is that oats can be cross-contact in the field, in the manufacturing facility, in the frickin' farm, so there are so many different points of cross-contact that oats can commingle with other grains that are not gluten-free. Wheat, especially rye, barley. I don't think there's a lot of cross contact in that in the fields, but there's such a possibility that when people test regular conventional oats that are like just Quaker oats from the can, that's like 5,000 parts per million of gluten. And we're looking for under 20 parts per million, hopefully a lot less than 20 parts per million if you have celiac disease. So no, you just can't eat conventional oats. You've got to stick to gluten-free oats, and you should be using oats that are either GFCO or other certifications, knowing that they are under a certain ppm, 10 ppm, 5 ppm, or you're investing in purity protocol oats, meaning They are pure from the start, meaning grown in a dedicated field that hasn't had wheat in it. It is grown away from wheat. They have visual inspections in the field when they're harvesting it, when they're putting it in the manufacturing facility. It's in a dedicated facility with a dedicated combine, with dedicated blah, 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 blah. There's a whole line of things to keep us safe with oats. The issue nowadays is that everyone's like, oat's great. That's fantastic. Let's add shit in everywhere. So they're adding oat milk into a million different things that don't need to have oat milk in it, or can be used with almond milk or any other sort of milk alternative. They're using oat flour in a lot of gluten-free products, but some manufacturers, especially, this is worrisome, from the General Mills and Kellogg's and Mondelez of the world down to the mom and pop that's at your farmer's market, who thinks that using gluten-free oat flour, or an oat flour, is safe in gluten-free food, when in reality, if they're not using a gluten-free oat flour, or one that's certified or purity protocol, or hell, even like a Bob's Red Mill or something else, they're just using regular oat flour, you're going to be contaminated, you're going to be glutened. And unfortunately, too many people still don't understand why oats are controversial in the gluten-free diet here in America. They understand in other countries. In America, we're like, Durr. And that has caused this huge, massive problem that we're seeing starting at Expo West. We're seeing more and more people inject these oat-based things and saying it's naturally gluten-free, when in reality, there's nothing naturally gluten-free about it, because oat's been commingled with gluten-containing grains since the field.
Right.
I'll now hop off of my little platform, but I'm just like, Jesus, stop adding oats into everything. And if you do it the right way.
Right. Well, and we had, excuse me, we had 101 conversations again this year with manufacturers about their oats. And it's frustrating for us because these companies are bringing these products to market and they don't know the source of their oats. And, you know, to not know the source, to not know whether they're purity protocol oats, and to make a gluten-free claim is completely, well, I mean, it's dangerous. It's and it's dangerous for the consumer, and it's risky for them as a company. And that's what we're trying to explain to them, because not all of them really, frankly, care that much whether or not it's honestly risky for the consumer, because a lot of these companies, a lot of them are doing it right and they want to do it right, but a lot of them are like, oh no, we're just marketing to the fad dieters. You know, no, you're not. You're marketing to everyone who eats gluten-free when you put gluten-free on your product. So it's a very long uphill battle of education that we are still slogging through. And that being said, not to beat this dead horse any further, I would like to get into a few of the products that we found, good, bad, and ugly, just to let you know what's on the horizon. We've been seeing for a while in the drink category that oat milk is everywhere, and I guess we can tackle that first before we get into the foods. But you know, I was pleased, to be honest with you, because you know, I'm sure you can highlight a few of the brands that still have the oat milk in them in all different places. But I was pleased to see that there were lots of companies who have sort of said, okay, we're going to offer oat, you know, lattes, oat milk, whatever, and other things, as opposed to just saying the oats. Mm-hmm. So, you know, some of the companies that I was looking at that were new to me were a company called Faux Milk, which is spelled Fomilk, a play on, you know, the French word faux. And they had pistachio and hazelnut milks, mm-hmm. which is, you know, that's different. I saw lots of pistachio products at Expo this year. You know, if you're not nut free, that's kind of exciting to see some different types of nut products, not just peanuts and not just a standard almond. Tache, if I'm saying that right, I'm not sure. They had pistachio milk lattes. How exciting is that? Like, to be able to go pick up a pistachio milk latte. And one of the nice things about these alternative milks with in the lattes and those categories is that with oat milks, you usually have to add some oils with it in order to get the mouthfeel and the viscosity. And because these nut milks already have oils in them, you don't have to add extra milks like seed oils. And seed oils are like a bad word right now for people. And that's another conversation for another day. But so these companies are saying, hey, no oils added because we use pistachio milk or whatever. So those were kind of fun. And then the one that I found one of the first days, and I got as many of them as I could, and we were drinking off of them because we were sharing a room together.
So good.
Groundwork lattes. I loved the brand. They were canned lattes.
They're great
They were so
coffee
good.
brand.
But they had oat lattes. Okay. But they also had coconut lattes and they had cashew lattes. And they were so tasty. So mad respect to the brand for recognizing that there's still going to be the consumers who want the oats, but there are going to be other consumers who don't want the oats. And so thank you for doing that. Another brand that we've been talking about for years because they have been doing it right with the Purity Protocol oats is Elmhurst. They have
so good
Purity Protocol oats, and they have always come out every West. They have a new product launches that are exciting, and I don't know which flavors you tried this year, but I really liked the brown sugar oat.
I mean,
it was so tasty.
All of their coffees are good. I thought you were going to talk about their sour cream, which is not good. Dude, and I'm really bummed out because I really love all their milk lattes, and their new ready to drink lattes are going to be so amazing when they hit the floor. But they started launching a sour cream, and I am such a snob about sour cream. I'm like Forager all the way. And I tried it.
Got the right texture. Forager's got a great texture.
And it's not good. And it bumps me out because I want to support them with literally everything. And I'm like, this isn't it, but thank you for trying. And I love that they're trying to go into other non-dairy sections other than coffee, because they're like, listen, we tap this market. We're in all the Sprouts, whatever. They're everywhere, which is great because we've seen them grow a ton. But yeah, I mean, no, that was gross. But their ready to drink stuff is going to be really good. They're a great company. Definitely support them. I think one of their best thing is their lavender latte that they launched last year, and their maple walnut latte that they did last year. Their creamer that they did last year. Yeah, that brand's incredible, and they really understand the diversity that consumers are looking for in alternative either milks or alternative coffee products, because they have the standard milks. So oat milk, almond milk. They had peanut milk at one point in time, which is great for them to try. They have all these different walnut alternatives. Fantastic. Yes. And then they, have coffee products, which is great too. And so they're one of the best examples of a really diversification in alternative milks and doing it the right way if you're going to offer oat.
Yeah.
And we have no problem. We should make a statement. We have no problem if you're just a regular ass brand making a regular ass oat milk something. That's fine. If you're sticking a gluten-free label on it or saying a naturally gluten-free label on it just because you think that you can, that's when we're going to be pissed. I don't care if you're out there marketing for someone at Circle K who wants to try an oat milk latte. I don't care. But if you're putting a gluten-free label on it, you have to adhere, obviously, to the FDA. But that means that you have made a commitment to the consumer that is gluten-free. And I don't think that anyone understands the I guess, what am I trying to say? The devotion to the consumer, your dedication to the consumer. If you're putting that on and you're using oats, the
gravity of that statement. I mean, you're
expecting you to make it safe.
Yeah. Well, but I think in our conversations with the people at the booths, and when we say people at the booths, we're talking to, not just booth workers at this point. No. We're actually talking to people who know what they're talking about. And when you talk to those people and they don't know what they're talking about, that's when it's concerning. And they don't understand that it is important, and that it is important to really understand the origin of their oats, and to decide whether you're going to just market, as you said, a regular oat product fine. But
Yeah.
if you are going to go down the path of claiming gluten-free, then you really need to understand the origin and the processing of that product. And I personally, and I've said this before on this podcast, but I personally disagree with the decision of the current independent certifiers to certify oats that aren't purity protocol, because they are still inherently risky, quite risky ingredient, and because they have hot spots, and it's just I think that that's the wrong choice. I think that they have the power to educate and force these brands who want to get a certification to actually do it the right way. And, people could keep falling back on there's not enough sourcing, there's not this, there's not. No, there is. There is. So you're just not buying from the right source at that point.
Or it's going to be much more expensive.
Yeah.
Which I think that's one of their issues too. And I get it. I've worked for a certification organization. I'm no way a reflection of their thoughts or their actions, because I, outside of any of my work and as a celiac consumer, would love any oat product in the certified product to be purity protocol. Right. I now work alongside a purity protocol oat brand who I love and have been purchasing since I started, because I was the celiac who ate regular oats out of the tub of Quaker Oats because nobody told me that I couldn't. And so I was still getting sick for a year after my diagnosis because nobody understood the oat thing. Nobody told me about the oat thing or really helped me fully comprehend the issue at hand. So I do it so much and I talk about it all the time because nobody did it to me. And I wish that I had known, because it would have been a year into my diagnosis that I saved from, continuing to not absorb nutrients because I was eating oats all the time that were just regular Quaker oats from the tub. So it's frustrating because I see where we could head as a certification, as a body of, say one of the nonprofits or one of the agencies says, yep, this is what it is. We're going to only take purity protocol oats. Here's a refined definition of it. And here's all the boxes you have to check. We could do it. But we don't. And I think we don't because brands complain and they don't want to spend money. And that's reflective of the fact that a lot of the people we talked to, including CEOs and CMOs, didn't know the source of their oats and didn't really care. They're like, we just know it's gluten-free. And I'm like, okay, but is it gluten-free from the source? Did someone tell you it's gluten-free? Is it gluten-free certified? Do you do testing? Tell me about it. I don't expect someone who does sales to know.
Sure.
They should, but I don't. But if you're a CMO or a CEO and you launched a new product and it has oats in it, and I'm like, can you tell me the source or whatever? He's like, well, no, that's proprietary. And I'm like, okay, but can you tell me, is it purity pro? He's like, I really know. And I'm like, what's proprietary? You're not going to tell me what it is. Who the fuck knows? And he's like, well, here's my email. And I'm like, you're a CEO of a major company. I've played this game. I played this game with Reese's, by the way, Hershey's. Oh, by the way, their CMO still hasn't gotten back to me. After she's like, just email me and I'll tell you the source right away. Lies. So I played this game before.
All lies.
I played this game before, and that's what pisses me off. It's like, if you're not willing to tell me or at least have some sort of transparency and what your oats are, what are you doing? You're CMO or CEO, understand your product or actually get back to someone who cares.
Right. Well, and we have plenty of good examples of companies that do understand and do get it. And they apparently can figure out how to work that cost into their budget and are making a very decent business model out of it. So one of them is Made Good. And I have an interview with someone from the booth at Made Good, and he explains purity protocol in very easy to understand terms and why they use purity protocol. And I think it's really insightful. So I think that we should take a listen.
I think we should too.
I'm here at the Made Good booth with John, and he's going to tell us about the oats that they use in their gluten-free top 9 allergen-free products.
So the oats that we use are organic. They come from Canada. They are purity protocol oats. which means that any of the farmers that we buy from cannot put any crops on their fields within 3 years of planting their oats to ensure that they are gluten-free.
Thank you for that explanation, and we really appreciate you doing the right thing and using Purity Protocol oats in your products.
Thank you.
Thank you, Made Good.
I also interviewed the founder of Pitaya, which is I love that brand just because I've been making smoothies forever, and it's just such a fresh, lovely brand. And he was a joy to interview. But his brand, they launched new smoothie bowls, and at first I was concerned because they went and added oats. I'm like, why did you do that? But we had a long conversation about it, and in fact, they are sourcing their oats from Purity Protocol Oats. And let's have a listen.
Here with Ben, co-founder of Pitaya Foods, and would you like to tell us what Pitaya means?
Pitaya is the indigenous name for dragon fruit in Central and South America.
I love dragon fruit, and I've been using your dragon fruit products for a long time now, but tell us about your new products.
We've got some new products here at the show. We've got ready-to-eat smoothie bowls. This is our Clarity Bowl. It's got MCTs, coconut, pineapple, blue spirulina, and we're super excited also to have Purity Protocol gluten-free oats in here as well. So very important.
We're all very excited that that's what you chose to use for your products. So
Yes.
Thank you so much,
Yep.
and I hope you have a great show.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And I want to share another brand that I saw that was part of, they have like these little, how you say in English, areas or showcases of certain states, and like certain farm bureaus or whatever will have like a collective of people from like Virginia or something.
Sure.
And one of the brands was there that was in one of these like mini brand showcases was Nana Joe's, and that's another Purity Protocol oat brand. And they're just a great woman-owned small business that uses Purity Protocol oats. They also have paleo blends as well. And they just launched a praline blend, which is with pecans and this evaporated like coconut caramel sauce. And it's not overly sweet. Like it's all very still in the better for you, variety of granola, and it is so freaking good. And Matt and I just eat it straight out of the bag, but they were there and it was lovely to see them. They're fantastic. I'll share a photo of Nana Joe's in their booth there. I wanted to showcase that. And then the other one that I want to tell about, which is the brand that I work with, Zigo Foods was there. Lovely as always. And we've known Colleen for forever. We've talked about Zigo because they're a Purity Protocol oat brand. She also has been working on a grant with USDA to help increase the use of like organic agriculture in Montana, where she grows the oats that she uses for Purity Protocol. And she just got a $3 million grant for USDA, Organic Market Development Grant. And she is going to use that to help increase the availability of Purity Protocol grains like oats, which is incredible. We love what Colleen's doing, what she's working on. So she launched a couple new superfood oatmeal blends, which is going to be picked up by Thrive Market in May, which is awesome. They're not out yet. We will have samples soon, Jules. We can try some. They have a blueberry lemon poppy oatmeal that's going to come out, and it's awesome. And again, Purity Protocol. So getting those to the consumer at a price point that consumers can get. So they just don't think that like Purity Protocol oats are like, oh, I can't eat these because they're so expensive. Like they are an added cost, right? To frickin' any brand that makes a dedication to get Purity Protocol oats. But like there are brands out there doing it right. And they can help you source the oats. So you too can have Purity Protocol oats in your product. And that way, when someone asks a question about how pure your oats are and how gluten-free they are, you're like, these are the best level of purity that you can get for oats.
Yeah.
Like there are brands out there doing it.
Right. Doing it right.
Yes.
I know.
So frustrating. So anyway, we're excited for those brands. We love these brands. They're great.
Shout
everyone
out
else
to all
can
these
really.
Well, and then another brand, which I mentioned, I think on one of the other podcasts, is Bobo's. And, there's all that, people not believing that Bobo's is using,
Yeah, you
purity
struck a
protocol
chord with
oats,
people.
whatever. I know. And
As you do.
well, and I actually was supposed to interview the CEO there about it, and he said he would hop on with us later on the podcast, because he and I ended up just talking about personal stuff for the entire time that we had allocated to talk. So we didn't ever get into it, but once again was assured that they are using Purity Protocol oats and that their supply chain is secure. So for all of those who are looking for snack bars and things like that, Purity Protocol, oats are in.
And we love the Bobo's new PB&J sandwich cookies.
Oh my gosh.
You get them at Costco? Oh my God, so good.
So good. Yeah, they really are very good.
Jules, can I tell you one thing that was probably one of the weirdest things at the show? We're going to talk about alternative milk. Can we
I think I know where you're going with this one.
Can we talk about the corn milk?
The corn milk, Maisley.
I have a video of me being like, yeah, it's exactly what if you took a regular milk, like a nondescript flavored milk or alternative milk, and you had Frosted Flakes, and you ate all the Frosted Flakes, and then you sipped on that water. That's what it was. But it was like just weird cereal milk.
I sort of looked at it and took a picture and just kept going. I just thought about it later. I'm like, I wonder if it had sugar in it. Did it have sugar in it? I mean, the way you're describing it makes it sound like it had sugar. I don't know,
because corn is so like naturally sweet. Yeah. So I honestly don't know. But that was so weird. And I don't know of a use for that. I don't even want to bake with it.
I don't know. Was it just used for like? I mean, it was
It came in like a container, like you were gonna drink it.
I know, but I mean, were they just trying to use up the corn that was left over or something?
And it was nothing like upcycled. This is what upcycled. What like it was just so wild. That was one of the weirdest things that I've ever drank.
I agree. It was strange. I'm glad that one of us tasted it because I didn't. I just was like, that's odd. But
and pistachio milk,
lots of that.
Slightly better because better mouthfeel because it's nut based.
And it has the oils. Yeah. So and that would be better for baking anyway. Because I always tell people like I don't like baking with rice milk, for example, because it just doesn't have like the full body to the milk because there's just not all the protein and the fat in it that make for.
That's kind of what corn milk was about.
Yeah, and just kind of like water, with some weird taste to it.
Now I'm looking for corn milk because I'm like, oh, I'm really interested, like what this is, and there is a lot of like corn milk recipes, and I'm like, this looks weird, but it's made with like a coconut milk or evaporated milk, and it's like a Thai drink where you're like boiling the corn stalks. I'm like, okay, that I can get because you've got that like still that fat of another milk in it. Mm-hmm. This was just straight up corn milk.
Mm-hmm. Well, like those Lay's chips that are made, from corn, like, You know what I'm talking about?
I love tortilla chips, but I also don't want to milk tortilla chips. No. There's just like something not.
No,
there's just something not attractive about it. So anyway, that was my weirdest thing. Mm-hmm. I think that a lot of people think that pistachio milk is the weirdest milk. Not true. Mm-hmm. Not true. We found corn milk.
You know what? I have another brand for you that also uses Purity Protocol oats. I just thought of it, and the reason why I didn't think of it was because they are undergoing a brand change. Bakery on Main, which by the way used to use Purity Protocol oats, stopped using Purity Protocol oats, went back to Purity Protocol oats. Say that one 3 times fast. But they are undergoing a brand change, and they're now going to be called Uncle Crimble. And I actually do have.
Wait, what?
Uncle Crimbles. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, Bakery on Main is changing, or they're just launching another brand?
No, they're changing. Let's watch this video where I explain it, and we actually get to meet Uncle Crimble.
There's an Uncle Crimble? What are you talking about, are you pulling my leg? Because what
No.
the hell is happening to Baker and Maine?
Nope. I will show you the video.
Okay.
Hi y'all, I'm at Natural Products Expo West and I'm at this brand new booth, Uncle Crumbles. You will not have seen this brand before because it is brand new. It is replacing the Bakery on Main brand, and that means all of these granolas are using Purity Protocol and certified gluten-free oats.
Hi, I'm Uncle Crumble. I hope you like our granola.
Yeah, what do you?
I had a little trouble, but I'm back now. And we hope you like our granola.
It's perfect. Just trust the guy in the mustache.
So when are they doing this?
They have not. Packaging isn't out yet.
Because their website's still there.
I know. Everything is moving over.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea why. Uncle Crimble was light on details, but yeah.
It just sounds like you're full of shit.
Why would I ever shit you?
Wait,
Oh
let me
my
see
God.
let me see the thing again.
Uncle Crumbles.
Crumbles. Okay. That's not the same thing.
It's close.
Clearly there is a huge difference on Instagram. Oh, they already have it. They already have it. Uncle Crumbles coming soon. Okay, so that's weird. I honestly thought that Jules was just being an asshole and just being like, oh, Uncle Crumbles. That's not true.
No.
Because if you go to unclecrumbles.com, it says coming soon. It says, in the meantime, head over to Baker on Main. So that's cool. So there's going to be a new brand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thought she was being mean.
Listen it.
So Uncle Crumbles, which that's weird. Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge until I see the full branding.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be Purity Protocol.
Yep. They assured me that they were continuing with their Purity Protocol. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see where that brand goes from there, but look for the transition from Bakery on Main to Uncle Crumbles.
There we go. Now, another brand, though, it makes like an oatmeal-like thing, but with no oats at all. If you're like one of the 8% who says, I don't care if it's Purity Protocol or not, I can't do oats, but you want to have your morning oatmeal, check out Chi Chi grain-free oatmeal. Erica and I found them in the hot products area, and we have a little video from them as well. This was started by these two girls in college who wanted to have oatmeal but couldn't have the oats or something. I don't remember what she said. But they were adding like protein to the oats and it didn't taste good. So then they started making oatmeal out of chickpeas, which doesn't sound good at all, but it looked like oatmeal and it actually tasted good. And these girls could not have been any cuter. And I'm
Just
all
the
about like
cutest.
rah female entrepreneurs starting in college. I mean, like so cute. So let's watch the video. You'll see for yourself and you'll hear how enthusiastic this girl is about it.
Hi, my name's Izzy and this is Chi Chi. We started in college because we were adding protein powder to oats and it doesn't taste good, makes your stomach hurt. So we replaced it with chickpeas instead. And it's instant chickpea oatmeal. It comes in 4 flavors: maple, original, apple pie, and banana bread. So check us out on Instagram, chickpea oats.
Gluten-free and vegan.
Yes.
Yay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so another coffee, ready to drink coffee that we forgot because we're hyped up on coffee to talk about all these ready to drink coffee things. I survived off the La Colombe or La Colombe, whatever we know. That's like it's a fancy coffee drink that has, or fancy coffee brand that has ready to drink coffee drinks. Now they did have one with oat milk, and I'm like, and then I looked, and it's now GFCO certified. So thank God. That means that they have looked at the oats. They've gone through a verification process. They are submitting test results. Things are good with those oats. So it is so great to see like a high end, but also readily available, ready to drink coffee.
Yeah, because they've got
It's like
distribution.
Circle K, like 7-Eleven. Like that's where you're going to find this stuff, which is awesome. And they have an oat milk that's certified gluten-free. So I was living off of those because sometimes you can't find another non-dairy drink.
Right.
Like, especially if you're traveling. Like, you can't just get groundwork cashew milk latte. I would love to see that everywhere, but unfortunately you can't. So you've got to deal with whatever's in the grocery store. And if you go to like a mainstream grocery store, you're probably going to find a brand like La Colombe or La Colombe for $5, but it's still going to be a latte that's going to be GFCO certified and safe.
The other thing that it says about them, whenever you see a mainstream brand like that going to the trouble of getting GFCO certified, is that they recognize that they are selling to a gluten-free consumer who needs that assurance that they have been audited and tested, and someone's looking over their shoulder and making sure that the product is truly gluten-free. And so I totally support that, and I
shout out to them.
Yeah, commend them for going to that extra step. On the other end of the spectrum, I don't know if you saw the story that I posted or not. I went to Planet Oat to ask about their oats, and the guy there was hilarious. Very, very nice guy, but he said there is no such thing as Purity Protocol oats. I was like, oh, and he said no one can ever tell you that their oats are definitely pure. They're all contaminated, and there's no way to be sure that your oats aren't contaminated. And there are no safe oats. And so if you have celiac disease, you should just go up to the booth over there and go have almond milk.
It's so useful.
I was like, oh, thanks. I appreciate you educating me.
I don't understand. Like, where is this person getting his information from?
Well, apparently we don't know anything, Erica. Duh.
Yikes. I just want to secretly send his office the printout of the whatever agriculture society had the Purity Protocol oat paper. Send Tricia Thompson. We're good to go.
I was like, which one of the 3 articles on Purity Protocol oats from my website should I send you?
What I just don't understand is these large C-level employees, either they don't understand or they have a obviously completely different definition of what they think that they should be doing. But the fact that you're not even trying to understand that there's a safe oat for anyone who has celiac disease, that's wild to me. So cool.
No, but basically saying you can't verify the supply chain at all, ever. I'm like, that's scary. What else can you not verify in your supply chain? I don't know, dude. Just go away. But.
And he says that his oat milk is free from gluten.
Yeah.
On the website.
Yeah. But it's not pure.
Oh, okay.
Not purely free from gluten. It's got some. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you see when you go to Expo. Where you're like, now I see where the brand really stands, Yeah.
It's frustrating. We did talk to a lot of C-levels that said weird shit to us. Honestly, I just it's that and then really good things, and you get super encouraged about where the industry is going, and then you talk to the CEO and you're like, what? Especially if it's a brand that you know and love, and then they say something super off base or super wild, and you're just like, what? Or you're at a booth and Califia did last year, they launched their Pure line where it's pure oat milk. And so I went and I'm like, is this the same gluten-free oats that you're using for other things? And no, it's just regular oats for regular people. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's going to be a problem when baristas who were using the Califia Farms oat milk that is gluten-free switch over to a simple oat milk that is not gluten-free. That's a problem. Or if they, I don't know, wait for it, serve you a latte that also has cookies inside of it secretly.
Yeah. No, it's a vegan booth, and they're serving coffee. And it's not, and I was not tasting the oat milk, by the way. It was almonds. And they put cookie crumbles in it. That was lovely.
At least with Starbucks, it says on there when they launch a new recipe and it's like top with cookie crumbles. So we can be like, okay, if you order this, don't get the cookie crumbles. They just like straight up were like, oh, is this using the almond milk? Yep. And it's like, oh, also, after you've already drank it,
Like,
watch out for the cookie crumbles at the
like
bottom.
what was that chunky thing? Like, ew. Oh, see. Oh, and then I tell you, after like I took one little sip and I was like, what? And he goes, oh, it has cookies in it too. And I'm like, what? And he goes, but they're vegan.
At least they're vegan, Jules. At least it wasn't. I mean, honestly, at that point, you would have been like, if it was a piece of ground beef, it probably would have done better for me than if it was a chunk of gluten-containing vegan cookies.
Dude, like, you're at freaking Natural Products and you guys don't get it in terms of sampling. You just don't get it. Like, you have to put everything on a sign, or you just shouldn't. Like, all these brands that are sampling vegan cheeses and they put them on gluten crackers, you know, or like, or they're sampling like gluten-free, you know, pizza crust, whatever, and they put, you know, they put regular cheese and meat and stuff all over it. Like, aren't you sampling to the lowest common denominator so that the most people can taste your product? Like, so that you can see like, whether or not people like it.
Yes. Right? And I'm like, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Like, you alienate half of your base. That's fine. What I love is when people are like, hey, this is served on a cracker. I'm more than happy to get you something from the back that has not touched gluten. Thank you. Or if you're looking for something and it like is served on this, we also have gluten-free crackers and I can have you serve it on that. Like there are so many booths that know that there are so many people out there that have certain dietary needs that they're going to need to have diverse sampling.
Right.
But then there's also the idiots that are just like, here's a cookie inside of a thing that is gluten-free, but now it's not gluten-free because all I care about right now is vegan.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yep.
I love the booths that were like, hey, this sample contains this sample contains that. I have loved seeing that over the years. And we've always had to ask questions about samples, but I have loved seeing that over the years that more and more people are starting to be like, this sample contains dairy, or this sample contains meat, or this sample contains blah, blah, blah. Like they're finally getting it. After there was like a vegan influencer that was served, like a meat containing product or something like that caused a controversy. You get served gluten. We had so many people this year in the influencer space getting served gluten containing products instead of the gluten-free version. So that happened a lot. And it's no different every year. It happens every year. So the more and more that they can understand that there are like sampling biases and that the people in the booth actually have to know the ingredients down to, I don't know, where your oats come from. That's an important part.
Right. Well, it's just like, it was so frustrating for me at that moment because obviously I ask 7,000 questions before I taste a bite of food at Expo. Yeah. But when I get to a coffee booth and I'm not drinking oats and it doesn't have dairy, it's vegan, and it's a brand I know that is gluten-free. Their almond products are gluten-free. And it's almond milk, or their almond creamer and coffee. Like... Okay, on me, I didn't ask then, is this also a gluten-free coffee? Mm-hmm. But at that point, like, anyway, it's freaking exhausting. Yeah. It's exhausting.
Sure is. Sure is, Jules. All right, what a great place to end this episode on just a really space of super frustration and just like wanting to murder someone.
Let me end it on that. Let me end it on a high note.
Please.
I will tell you one of my favorite finds, and this is probably just because I've had kids who love those whipped topping containers that like you shoot out whipped topping, you know, with them instead of just like a Cool Whip where you scoop it.
Way
you know
more fun. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's way more fun.
But what is it called though? It's just like a whipped
like a whipped cream can? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a can, you know, that it like shoots the stuff out.
Like an aerosol can?
Yeah, you keep it in the refrigerator. Well, so there was this brand that I found, and you may have seen them. It's called Whipped, W-H-I-P-T, Whipped. Did you see them?
No.
So they had all these different whipped toppings, and so good. And they had oat was one of them, but I didn't even go there. They had almond and coconut that were so
Yeah.
good. So good. And I mean, I'm telling you, they were better than any other like dairy-free whipped topping container that I've ever tasted. Like
Okay.
so good. The coconut was like so good.
Interesting. They look
So-
really good. Again,
Yeah.
difficult because of the oat, and maybe we'll talk to them at a point in time.
Mhm.
But I mean, I love whipped cream cans. We get the GFCO certified oat topping.
Mhm.
That's Whole Foods branded because it's GFCO certified.
Mhm.
And I always look for more like non-dairy. So Trader
Mhm.
Joe's has a brand that's coconut. It's okay. It's not my favorite. But I'm always looking for more like
Mhm.
because whipped cream is fun regardless. Like we can know I
Mhm.
can't go to Starbucks and get the whipped cream, so to
No.
make it at home and to make a latte
Mhm.
at home was awesome.
Mhm.
Put sprinkles on it.
It was really, really very good. So I'm going to be looking for that brand. So we can end on a
That's
high note.
cool. Hey, I would make a joke about whippets right now, but it doesn't feel right. But you did say to end on a high note. So
All right. Okay, good. Sounds good.
we hope you had a great time on this episode at You Had Me Eat, where we really just talked all about oats. And if you're interested in tuning into our next few episodes about Expo West, you'll see all of the amazing things that we are talking about from the show floor. We're going to talk less about Jules getting gluten and more about things like gluten-free, dairy-free mac and cheeses, gluten-free pretzels, gluten-free comfort food, sparkling water, and some yummy, yummy sweets that you cannot wait to get your hands on.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Check out the next edition of the Specialty Expo West episodes from You Had Me Eat coming at you soon.
Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next drop, and tell all your friends about your favorite gluten-free podcast.
And for real, leave a review if you're nice. We would really appreciate one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.